Can you imagine building a website being as easy as having a simple conversation? Thanks to ChatGPT, this is basically possible. Whether you're launching a blog, a portfolio, or the next big online store, ChatGPT can help you brainstorm, plan, and structure your entire website without needing a degree in web design or copywriting. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds far too good to be true. You've probably seen other videos promising to make website building easy using ChatGPT, only to find that the advice isn't all that practical. But this video isn't one of those videos. We're really going to show you how ChatGPT can take you from idea to fully built website step by step, making the entire process way easier. But first, I'm Erin from SiteGround. And before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you never miss any of our new videos. All right, so you want to create a website. I'm here with my friend ChatGPT to make the whole process wildly simple. Let's explore how it's going to hook you up at each stage of the process, starting with choose a domain name. First things first, you'll need a domain name. Maybe you already have one, but if you don't, or if you don't even yet have a business name, guess who's ready to spitball ideas with you? ChatGPT. Now let's say I hypothetically want to start a scuba diving business in the Canary Islands. It's going to focus on sustainable tourism and also offer other outdoor activities as well as lodging. I don't have a name, so I'm going to quickly throw this over to ChatGPT. I peruse the list of names and see one I'm pretty into, Tide and Tiara. It has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Now, I want the domain name tideandtiara.com and need to check if it's available, which is super easy to do by visiting a registrar such as SiteGround. I'll leave a link below. Alas, it is not available, so I need to come up with something more creative, something that is clear, memorable, and easy to type. And ChatGPT can help. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT that I want to come up with a domain name for this business, Tide and Tiara, but the domain name tideandtiara.com isn't available. Can it help me come up with something creative that still uses the name? And now I have a list of alternate domain names to pick from. If none quite fit the bill, or if your favorite still isn't available, don't throw in the towel yet. Just send sweet ChatGPT back to the drawing board to come up with variations or alternatives. Rinse and repeat until you find a domain you love that's available, and then be sure to buy it.
But wait a sec, there's an easier way. I can do all of that with SiteGround's AI suggestion tool. I just type a prompt, a scuba diving business called Tide and Tiara, but make it creative. And it instantly generates great domain name ideas. Even better, it automatically checks if they're available, so I don't have to do it manually. From there, all that's left is to fill out the order form, and the domain is mine. Fast, easy, and hassle-free. Everything handled in one place.
Now here's a little step that ChatGPT can't do for you yet. Implement and launch the website for you. So between choosing your domain name and designing your website, you'll need to decide where and how you'll be building that beautiful website. Now you could code it yourself if you're brave, pay someone to do it if you've got the cash, build it on a content management system like WordPress if you've got the know-how, or save yourself all the heartache and create your site with the mega easy to use SiteGround Website Builder, which gives you a beautiful, professional looking site with a hassle-free setup and zero coding. I'll leave a link below. Come up with design and branding. It's time to design your site and come up with a high-level structure. An attractive and well-organized site transmits who you are, builds trust, and importantly, makes it easy for visitors to navigate and convert. Let's start with choosing a color scheme. Color plays a big role in branding and how users experience your website and perceive your business. It's kind of a big deal. Instead of hiring a branding expert, ChatGPT can suggest color palettes that align with your industry, target audience, and brand personality. So for my little scuba business, I could say, suggest a color palette for my scuba business that is playful and tropical, but also aligns with sustainability. ChatGPT gives me a variety of color combinations and even offers to come up with a mood board. Yes, please. And just like that, I have a full-on vibe for my business, and it looks pretty dang good. Don't you agree? ChatGPT can also help me with selecting font pairings. Often overlooked typography and consistency in typography makes a big difference in your site design. It affects readability and the overall feel of your website. And ChatGPT can recommend font combinations that balance and style usability. So I could say, what are some casual but still professional font pairings that I could use for my scuba business website? Now, if you're using a website builder like the one offered by SiteGround, you can easily implement these branding and design recommendations across your website in one fell swoop by simply going to the Style section in your site admin panel. Select your chosen colors and fonts, and all your design will default to them so that your branding is instantly consistent and professional. Develop site structure and page layouts. With the overall design look and feel sorted, we can come up with a site structure. So let's have it help us with our aspirational scuba diving business. I'm going to start with a very specific prompt. I'm going to tell it a bit about my business. Again, that it's located in the Canaries. We offer excursions to various locations, as well as other experiences like hiking and parasailing, and that we are a team of 3 women committed to sustainable travel. We also have 4 guest houses for rent. Then I'm going to ask it to come up with a site structure for me. It comes back not only with a site structure, but examples of content I can include on each page. Brilliant! One of my favorite ChatGPT prompting tips, whether you're building a marketing plan or a website, is refinement. So in this case, if you're into the recommended site structure or need it to be tweaked, just keep having that conversation with ChatGPT to get things just right. Meanwhile, if you're not feeling super confident in your ChatGPT prompting skills, that's okay. We've got a video that will take you from beginner to advanced in just minutes. All right, with a site structure dialed, we can now drill down on page layout. Indeed, ChatGPT can also help you with developing page layouts, because different types of pages call for different types of layouts. So I could ask, what's a clean and effective hero section layout for my scuba diving business homepage? Or what sections should I include on my about page? Now, we're being brief with these prompts because my pal ChatGPT already knows all about my amazing scuba business. But if I were starting a whole new conversation, I'd definitely give it more context with these prompts in order to yield more precise answers. With my site structure and page layouts defined, I can start creating the foundation of my site, like a navigation menu with page names and individual pages that are all ready for content. Which of course brings us to our next step, to create page content. It's time to fill those pages, but with what? This is where ChatGPT will shine. There are a whole bunch of ways that ChatGPT can take over here. Start by having it help you structure page content. Not sure what should go where? ChatGPT can outline key sections for each page, making sure your content looks good and flows naturally. So I could say, give me a content structure for a homepage for my scuba business, highlighting what makes us different, sustainability, experiences, etc., etc. It gives me a thorough breakdown of what content should go where. Now I just need to edit and customize these sections. So now I might want help to define a unique value proposition, to just make sure my message is really on point. So I can just ask it, help me write a short and concise, unique value proposition for my eco-friendly scuba diving company in the Canary Islands. And I'm off to the races with a bunch of ideas. Now, with all this info in mind, it's time to craft headlines and calls to action. As usual, give ChatGPT all the details, and it can suggest attention-grabbing options until the sun goes down. And then, of course, there's the most time-consuming part, which is to produce copy. Simply give ChatGPT all the pertinent details: context, goals, tone, word count, etc. And it can do the rest. Then tweak and refine until you get what you want. The list really goes on here in terms of how ChatGPT can help with content. But just don't forget, the more specific your prompts, the better the results. Now you can simply drop this content into your website. Adjust the layout here and there as you see fit, add call to action buttons, an email sign-up form, and so on. And your website will quickly come together right before your eyes. In just a handful of minutes, we've built out your entire site. And now we can move on to our next tip: assist with troubleshooting. Building a website isn't always smooth sailing. Sometimes things break, don't look right, or just refuse to work. Luckily, ChatGPT can help you troubleshoot common website issues quickly. For example, you can ask it to help fix layout and design problems. If elements aren't displaying correctly or your site looks off, ChatGPT can suggest CSS fixes, help with responsiveness, and guide you through layout adjustments. So I could say, my homepage text overlaps with images. How can I fix this? It could also help to solve WordPress issues like plugin conflicts or errors like the 500 internal server error or missing site elements. Just tell it your issue and it can come up with ideas to find a solution. Now, if you're more technical, ChatGPT can also help you debug code errors. It can review broken HTML, CSS, or JavaScript, as well as suggest corrections and explain why an issue is happening. Or you could just avoid many of these common issues altogether by using a powerful, efficient platform like the SiteGround website builder. So a website, not a problem. SiteGround ensures top-tier performance. Broken code? You don't even have to think about code with SiteGround's intuitive, no-code platform. With the SiteGround website builder, you can focus on creating your site without the hassle of troubleshooting. Okay, be honest. Did you know creating a website could be this easy and effortless? ChatGPT basically holds your virtual hand every step of the way, making site creation extremely easy. And where it can't help you, you've got the SiteGround website builder, which is the perfect, easy-to-use canvas for implementing all the things that ChatGPT covered. It's like your own personal do-it-all marketing and web team. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more insights, and check out the links below for even more resources on creating your website. Now, excuse me while I go launch my scuba diving business. See you next time, maybe from the beaches of the Canary Islands.